A lot of people asked after episode number 1 for me to talk a little bit about competitive eating in general. So I don't know if maybe people will find that interesting.
It's a super weird niche that like most Brits wouldn't even consider. It does feel very American. And I think it probably only got brought to light with Man vs. Food back in the day, which probably is one of the most successful travel was it on like Travel Channel?
Travel Channel? I don't even know that. I don't think I've ever seen anything else on Travel Channel ever.
Yeah, I think that was where it is. And it's probably the most successful show that they've ever had. I thoroughly enjoyed it. Do you know they've rebooted it recently with a dude called Casey?
Yeah, I never actually used to watch the original. I'd seen a few episodes, but I never.
Oh, really?
People are often surprised. I wasn't like, oh, I'm watching Man vs. Food today. I've seen a few episodes.
I thought that had been like your inspiration.
No. I like the show. Like when I've seen, if there's nothing on TV and I've actually got a bit of time to watch TV, I might put it on. But I had a little bit of a fracas on Twitter with Adam Richman, the host.
Never.
So like I kind of went off it, I think.
What happened?
It was man, I'm trying to think back. It was something over nothing, but like somebody I think had he put up a tweet, I think, of this is probably about 2 years ago, of something that he had, maybe like an episode that he had filmed of Man v Food.
Yeah.
And he said something like, good times. And somebody, not me, somebody had kind of tagged me and said, BeardMeatsFood would do that in 10 minutes or whatever. And I just kind of liked their tweet, I think, out of kindness, I thought, thanks for thinking of me or whatever. Yeah. And he replied and he was quite antagonistic. He said, I can't remember verbatim, so I don't want to say this is what he actually said, but he said something like, I don't care how much this guy eats, go away, I'm making better TV shows. And I thought...
The cheek of him.
And he tagged me in as well, and I was like, listen, dude, I didn't send you this tweet. I'm not saying I'm a big shot because I can eat food, that's not me. And then it kind of went on a little bit, and in the end I'm thinking, surely he's got better stuff to do this time. So I said, look, shouldn't you be going... I said, look, shouldn't you be off filming this new TV show instead of talking to internet nobodies like me, you big nipple? Which is what I call him. And a lot of people like that reply. But yeah, I'm sure he's he's a Spurs fan, and I'm Arsenal, right? So there was going to be some bad blood there, but he started it.
You big nipple. That was your response.
I called him you big nipple or you absolute nipple.
That sounds like a Paddy the Baddie response. He called somebody a mushroom recently and a lizard. So you big nipples up there.
Yeah, I don't know, but I wasn't going to mention that actually. But
how dare he say that? Because it's not so this is the difference between television and what you do. So he's just a presenter. He eats a bit of food. They put some nice music and it's all produced to make him look really nice. I
didn't care. The weird thing was he put out a tweet saying, it was a good time, and then somebody else says, BeardMeatsFood would do this. Just, people you can ignore that, right? It doesn't mean anything. But I think it was the fact that he then said, I don't care if you've how much you can eat, or if you've been to Nathan's, nobody cares. I'm like, well, okay, I didn't tweet you in the first place. It wasn't me.
Adam Richman, obviously you'll be watching this because we're ranking on Spotify, or you'll be listening to it at least. So if you want to sort of air this out, you are more than welcome to come to Leeds, come to the studio,
come on the show, Adam.
And we'll talk about it, because often when you read things or you write things, it can be taken out of context. It's a bit like an email, and it can sometimes come across abrupt, but when really,
yeah, I mean,
there's good sentiment behind it.
Most people know I'm not certainly not a confrontational kind of guy.
I saw you on the train with that dude.
But that was he started it. I probably have a quick trip switch, right? But yeah, that was odd. He seems like a nice guy though. I like the show. I've got nothing against him apart from the fact that he's a Spurs fan. I can tolerate that.
I do like it, and the show. I thoroughly enjoyed the show when it ran.
He deleted the tweet though as well, which that shows you where the culpability is. Ooh. So
can we just get a little description coming up on screen now that says what culpability actually means for the rest of us?
The fact that he deleted the tweet, I think, showed that he was the guilty party and being the aggressor in the little tete-a-tete we had.
Beautiful. So back to competitive eating. Now we've just hammered Adam Richman for 5 minutes. So that'll be a nice little clip for our Clips channel. Check it out and go subscribe if you haven't already. Take us back to the day when you realised that, you know what, I can eat something. Back when, I guess there was less facial hair, you were probably a little bit smaller, which is surprising because you're like a miniature man anyway. Take us back to the point where you thought, as a little human, I can eat copious amounts of food and I can probably get better at it. Yeah, what was the year? Come on, paint a picture for us.
It was like 7 years ago, so we'd been like, end of 2014, maybe beginning of 2015. Yeah. And I was sat there as a regular size human of 5 feet 10 inches. And no, I mentioned the story a lot, but like I essentially got into it because I used to like pretty much live in the gym, right? I've mentioned this before, and I did a really long diet where I got really, really lean, just for the sake of it, really, just to see if I could. And then after I was done with that, Mrs. Beard said to me, she's like, I've seen this food challenge at this place in York, and you had to go and eat like 12 burgers, a pound of fries, and 2 pints of milkshake or something like that. And I went and did it, and I just thought it was fun, and I didn't have a camera with me at that point. And I think only one person had done it before, maybe. And so I kind of thought, well, that's decent, And I did a couple more just for fun, And like on a weekend, we would just go travel somewhere and scoff a bunch of food, see if I could do it. And it turned out more often than not I could. And then, I got to the point where I realized that you could, there were ways to get better at it. And I think it all stemmed from the fact that, again, a lot of people know I eat one meal a day, and I've done that from, I don't know, like my mid-20s at the latest, I think. And obviously that gives you higher than average stomach capacity, but I think it's probably useful as well to kind of clearly define that there's a difference between competitive eating and doing food challenges, right? For me anyway. So a lot of people ask me about what is competitive eating like.
Yeah.
So if I shoot YouTube videos, which is my thing, right? I've mentioned this before, like what gets me up in the morning is just this desire to make content which people find entertaining, and obviously it's anchored by food because that's pretty much my only talent in life.
That and music.
Yeah, that a little, but yeah. So that's what keeps my channel going, right? But that's not competitive eating, right? If you're eating a food challenge at a restaurant or whatever, to me that's just, you can eat a lot of food, right? And you can make it entertaining. That's great, right? A lot of people do that. Competitive eating is entirely separate. To me, competitive eating has to be competitive, right? So if you start doing food challenges, you could change your Twitter bio to say competitive eater, but unless you actually, enter events and compete with other people, that's what I think of as competitive eating. So that came quite a lot later, when I got into that and signed the contract and stuff. And I think that's what we're maybe going to chat a little bit more about, because I think people know what I do when it comes to doing food challenges at restaurants, or if I'm eating, what was the last thing I did that was McDonald's related? I don't know, probably a bunch of apple pies or something like that.
Yeah.
They're all for a laugh, and
that's also something that people can sort of like test themselves against.
Yeah. But that's supposed to be fun, right? And entertaining. Whereas people, I think, might want to know what the ins and outs of actually competing with, you Joey Chestnut, Matt Stoney, and all these. They're not household names, but a lot of people now will know them. Given that we all see stuff on YouTube these days.